Welcome to Rivertown Poets. Is that good? Okay? Okay, good. So tonight, the harvest or hunter's moon is happening. It's a super moon, and it seems like a really auspicious night to get together with our little poetry community to share our words and our spirit of the writing. So let's see, I'm Shauna Swedish. I'm one of your hosts this evening for our every other month readings here at Aqua's Cafe, and my co-host is Miss Monica there. And Sandy Onfong, who is the founder of this reading series, continues to host the every other month Zoom from her home in Las Vegas, and she's dubbed that the Rivertown Poets Desert Edition. Rivertown Poets has been meeting on the first Monday of the month since 2013 to share poetry and community, and we'd like to thank the Aqua's Cafe, John Crowley, Leslie McCullough for hosting us these past few years. And also a hearty thanks to the chefs and the wait staff who always take such good care of us here, so yay to them. Hot food is going to be available until 7 p.m. and after that, things on the counters here and drinks are still going to be available. And anyway, a big thank you to everybody for showing up tonight on this beautiful, beautiful October evening. We are grateful to be living on Pomo, Wapo, and Miwok lands and thank these peoples for the privilege. In this space, we practice tolerance and respect for voices that may reflect different points of view than our own. After the featured readers tonight, we're going to take a short break and then return for open mic. If you'd like to read a poem this evening and haven't done so already, here's a sign-up sheet up here on the bar, as well as our email list if you're not on our email list. So we'll start up with our features, and tonight the first feature is Ms. Nancy Dougherty. Nancy is the author of 4 chapbooks, Heaven is in Truckee, Tape Recorder On, Memory in Salt, and Levittown in Silk. Her love of the creative arts goes back to her childhood in Massachusetts. She continues to explore the interweaving of music, visual arts, and the written word. Nancy has a BA in history from Northwestern University and a master's in public administration from Sonoma State. She's been an advocate for several community projects, including teen counseling services in a high school and art programs in various community settings. Her favorite pastimes are collage, playing the cello, which is really good, and art making with her grandchildren. Nancy lives in Sebastopol. Let's welcome Nancy.
Thank you, Shauna, for your warm introduction, and Monica, I want to thank you, and of course Sandy, I know she's part of this, and just thanks for all you do for the poets here in our community. And I'm delighted to see friends and poetry lovers, and just thank you for being here. It's just a pleasure to be able to share poems that one works on in solitude and with good friends, but it's expanding to be able to share them. It means a lot, so thank you. The poems tonight, I was thinking, what shall I bring to share? And I'm going to start with a couple of older poems, and they touch upon my interest in politics, dare I say that. But they're older poems, not current poems, which they're not there yet. But these older ones, I feel, have a relevance, and I'll be interested in hearing what you might say. It might bring up some good discussions later. And then I have some more recent work. So I'll begin. Findings of fact. Sailing on the bay one winter warm Saturday, my brother and I hit the doldrums hard, waiting for the wind. We drift and discuss politics, Clinton, the Republicans, and the findings of fact, its merits and arguments, legal nuances, skip and float, the jetsam of impeachment. While sleep-talking at the helm, the silent ebb is at work, collecting shipwrecks. Now too close to the bridge, the golden nut. Richmond, our reverie snaps. A V-line of black birds breaks the horizon, and through the haze, a tugboat flips up like a card. We rev the motor. Suddenly, the wind stirs, the sails fill. We work the sheets strong. Healing, the angle grows less and less between water and us, between truth and untruth. It's hard to see. Okay, the next poem is The Moral Indignation of Mayor Cory A. Booker. I heard him speak at a conference in 2009 when he first was mayor of New Jersey, of Newark, thank you, New Jersey. And I've followed his leadership and work, and notable is he spoke the longest at the speech at the Senate for 25 hours upon the election of Donald Trump in 2020. So that's pretty impressive. The moral indignation. Nothing like ears falling to the floor, nothing like a South American colonel pontificating, nothing like this, more like a dark and stormy night, more like West Side Story, but in Newark, New Jersey, more like a parable of the returning sun, the story retold of Sacco and Vanzetti. 4 college students lined up against a steel-barbed fence, shot execution style. The mayor recounts this darkest night of his first year, how he curled up on his couch, how this is not the America he believes in, how his friends get sick of hearing him speak of his patriotism and his dreams of what it means to be an American, how Newark is going to be a destination city full of parks. He knows there is a God somewhere in charge, and he knows he talks too much when he gets tired, and this has been a most stressful and long week. Blood spilt on one more sidewalk. Please forgive him for talking too much, for looking as if he is in shell shock. His brown orbed eyes belie an innocence, for sometimes crying, not hearing. He has these flashes, a mother's anguish, brother's rage. Forgive him for all the mistakes he has made. He has tried to learn, lived in brick towers, made the police rounds, brought in youth programs, cleaned up the precinct bathrooms. How he has just come back from yet another shooting, this time a 14-year-old opening fire on a playground, 7 wounded. Nothing like ears falling to the floor, but this time a whole nation is listening. Thanks. This next poem I wrote after going to Maker Faire in New York. My husband does, that's his line of work. It's do-it-yourself, big fair every year that's held. And I come back inspired in creativity and possibility. So it's called Mirror of Your True Self. How do you leap out of yourself into the rhythms of your being, into the mouth of the Styx, returning back, flowing back to yourself, your truest self? Show us how to crawl up the highest sides, made of fear of our skyscrapers, how to swim with the ravenous hunger of our inner sharks, how to tame the iguana, our reptilian shadows, how to jaunt in a Hummer over our rocky existences, through desert terrain, through enemies. How do you leap out of your Neanderthal skin for the fastest ride of a lifetime, back of a Harley Davidson to catch the reruns of yourself. Well, goes back to childhood. Pedal to the metal. In old bike shop, the news in town is it's moving and expanding a couple blocks down. Owners Matt and Kevin sport big grins, adventure widening, skies opening. Trails drying out, even towels wrung out in the kitchens. The turkey vultures circle above wineries, the redwoods, it's their terrain too. The mop-up crew, so aerial, quiet. They're easy to forget about when indoors, or about how many creatures inhabit the same few square miles of earth in anyone's circumference, seen or unseen. Seeds and bulbs, chicories, alfalfa, blades of grass, like petals with a T, to the metal, pushing through crust of dirt, mottled surface, pounded like tin, bearing torrents of rain. Everywhere sprays of color, delicate, spread out, crayon yellow, soft, cushy underfoot. Everywhere you look, here a Monet, here a Seurat. There's Provence, and there's Wyeth's girl on a hill in Cushing, Maine. Her movements suspended in time, connotating a memory of a different sort, perhaps collective, trespassing onto the personal, the stories of yours, mine, propelled forward upon light blue Raleighs, seated high, leaning into the wind, toward the next hill, the next view, north towards Mustard Mansion and the big gnarly oak. Many hills pass, though always just one hill over. This next poem is called A Collage Journey for Kathleen, a master collagist and good friend. A rose, scrap of t-shirt, all the many paths through soft green, cutting and pasting, the process of placing a red ribbon to wend its way through the Grand Canyon. From Pima Point to Hermit's Rest, still the great heat of the day shimmers, and there you are, surrounded by beloved companions, awed by the vastness past the checkered tablecloth, the hike now packaged as memory, with the streaking orange of sunset, tracing the miles of your steps, quick with your hand, artful marks upon the soft square, a tableau of sketches, letters, maps, bits and pieces, handprints of a day, distance and time collapsed. Finally, the wind stilled. And I have two more poems. I hope I'm doing all right. Okay. This next is called Another 30 Cents, Please, for Eternity. Where to begin? It's spring. I stopped by the post office to resend my returned letter in its paper bag square envelope. The postal clerk explains the muck-up, how the receiving machine will spin the squares any size, round and round. In its grip of steel arms, stuck, they never get spun off, never to arrive. He says, another 30 cents, please, for a special handling. What a rip, I think. This is not Mother Nature at work, with the give and take of species, of trees and wind, with birds building nests, adding bits of polyester or foil to purple the edges, making do, not duplicating the effort or final product from the scurry of rats in tunnels, to the buffeting wings of bats within caves, to squirrel away, hide, and be safe, where sunlight is not accidental, is most instinctual, the way a mother's hand shields her infant, or how the moist corners beneath the polyethylene cover of a spa provide safety even for frogs. Where to end? Here? Upon the great winged arms of the U.S. Postal Service? Its competency once beyond dispute, connecting east to west, cities to prairie, Mars next, the orbs of the universe ready to receive those letters, bills, sympathy cards that hold down the fort with lace and frill. Oh, let's confuse those steel arms by way of extravagant raw materials of industry down to the mucoproteins of our own survival, spinning, spinning. No. End with this last short poem. It's called Watchtowers. What mitten can hold so many? For their people, like the Ukrainian folktale, one animal after another seeks warmth, then the next piles in. A fox, bear, frog, hare, wolf, a boar, until the galaxy propels its way in. Its sheer scope stretches the fibers, defies laws of expansion, finds niches, more pockets for their kin. More places for folded hopes, so many linen napkins creased, just so. Swans, obelisks, a Dutch bonnet, into fantastic shapes of glory, of high seas and beasts, dragons and devils, and castles to repair to. Watchtowers in blackest dark blink, come home. Thank you very much. Thank you.